And welcome to bothmikes.com. I am Mike Sofka. That is
Mike Taylor.
Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, Mike, I want to jump right into it today. And the first thing I want to talk about is I'm very excited, and this will cross over to our What's Hot in Florida segments, but White Castle is going to come right down the street from me.
Oh, fantastic. Right down the street from you. Well,
not really right down the street, but in relation to where they are currently now in my grocer's freezer, I think it's a little bit different. So, no, I'm excited. They did a groundbreaking here, and it's supposed to be ready soon in the spring, possibly April. But they're going to have a pop-up kitchen. They call it a ghost kitchen. And from this ghost chicken, if you're in a 15-minute radius of the location of John Young Parkway and Colonial Drive, wow, nice neighborhood, folks.
Right.
If you're in that neighborhood, you can get White Castle delivered to you from this ghost kitchen that they're going to have while they're building the White Castle.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not sure about the ghost kitchen thing.
So, like, if you're hanging out at the Magic Mall, and you
yes.
You can have White Castle delivered to you at the Magic Mall.
Yes, we just got to make sure they have ribs and shrimp.
Right.
Hey, the other thing I wanted to talk about this thing is there anything else like that you can think of that it's a simple thing? It's a fast food place. It's not even one of the best fast food places out there, but it's memorable. It's favorable. A lot of people from the Northeast, from Jersey and so forth, enjoy White Castle. I mean, is there anything that tops that as far as things you may miss if you're in another market like Florida?
Like things to go out of the way for?
Yeah, maybe A&W, Stewart's, things like that or whatever. You know what I mean? Those little drive-ups.
Might be more of a southern thing. Well, first of all, with White Castle, every time I land in Jersey, first place I go to, White Castle. You know, and there's just something about it fresh from the store in comparison to 65 seconds in the microwave. But other things that you go out of the way for.
How many White Castles can you eat in a sitting? How many can you sit down and wolf down? Cheeseburgers.
God, when I used to work at the Lame Tourist Cafe up in New York, after work I would drive up like a John Young Parkway type road, God, 6-7 miles, because the White Castle was open, and for $3.57, 4 White Castles, French fries, and a drink. And
all right, I'm in. That's crazy math. I'm in. I like it.
1998, 1999.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if there was one person online or 10 cars online. It took 25 minutes time to get my White Castles, my fries.
Well, they're getting paid by the hour, but they're not working every minute of that hour. I mean, come on. You had to get there during that right 20-minute we're working block.
And it didn't matter if it was 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning when I got out of work. Yeah. And then after that, 45-minute drive home. With my
But you went out of your way for it, right?
I did, yeah.
All right, so what else would you go out of the way like that for?
I don't know. I know for a special treat, I'll go to Five Guys.
Yeah.
I'll go to Five Guys. Just for the fact that it's $16 for a burger, fries, and a soda.
I'll go to a Five Guys because I know I can eat all the fries I want on the way home and still be fries left over for everyone else.
Right. And and die of freaking peanut oil poisoning.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to carry that bag with less than one hand, less than 2 hands, because they do throw the fries in there.
Another bag of free peanuts.
Yes. No, I like Five Guys. I like that a lot. What else?
Being when I lived in Texas, the go-to coming to Florida would be Tijuana Flats. And the only thing I've ever gotten at Tijuana Flats is the chimichanga. I'm a chimichanga kind of guy, I guess.
Well, I started going to Tijuana Flats back in the mid-'90s at the first one there, right down the road from UCF. and I always enjoyed it. And then, you know, they took off, and they had a lawsuit years ago because they used to have Taco Tuesday. And I guess in the Southwest, there was a Mexican restaurant chain that trademarked Taco Tuesday. So now they refer to it as Tijuana Tuesday.
Which is also in the Southwest.
Yes. So we're going to talk favorably about them for a minute here because I'd like to have them as a sponsor. So, you know, Tijuana Flats is good. I go for the Tijuana Tuesdays, and basically it's tacos and a soda and chips for like $6.49. It's a pretty good deal.
Great.
I like it.
The queso, my son loves it. We'll get a big thing of it. We'll take it home. Extra chips, the whole 9 yards. The wife does a taco salad, loves it. She, being from Texas, likes the hot sauce bar. I like the sweet ones. You know, kiss my sweet ass and call me Sally. And
yes,
you know, she'll get the ones with the X's for the eyes.
Nice.
Black, big frown. You know, the hotter is better for her, but yeah, not me.
Nice. I love me some Tijuana Flats. And you know what? I'm looking here today, and they have the Hall of Fame voting, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voting. Who's your band? Your band's Motley Crue, right?
Yeah, I would say my band is Motley Crue from back in the day.
Okay. Classic. Okay. How about somebody named Feta Kuti?
That sounds like it smells.
Yes. Well, that's who's leading the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voting right now. And I don't know if this is Dominion voting machine or what this is, but they got 1,055,000 votes in. And this Feta Kuti has 147,786 votes, leading Tina Turner by over 21,000 votes.
Okay. Is that a write-in?
Okay, so I did the old Wikipedia thing because I wasn't going to go chasing my tail on this one. Feta Anikulapo Kuti was a Nigerian multi-instrumentalist, band leader, composer, political activist, and Pan-Africanist. He is regarded as a pioneer of Afrobeat, an African music genre combining traditional Yoruba and African Cuban music with funk and jazz.
Okay. So basically he's that Nigerian prince who's been sending the emails for the past.
Yes, I've never heard of this guy. I mean, I consider myself to be a well-rounded music fan, you know? Like I know a little bit of everything there in music, but I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah, same here. He must be a write-in. And then the bots took over, you know. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have big issues with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to begin with, but this takes the cake.
Well, what's your issue with them?
Well, quick story. Eddie Trunk, familiar with him?
Yeah.
Was a show on XM radio.
Yeah.
New York, big famous DJ and A&R guy for one of the big, I think Geffen at one point. And we were at a meet and greet with him on one of the Monsters of Rock shows. And he has a huge deal with Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And this was back before even Kiss was it. And I asked him on the meet and greet, I go, I know, you know, everybody knows that you're not real happy with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When and why would you not open your own version of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or Academy of Legends or something like that? And he actually said he was approached by somebody to do one in Vegas. So
wow.
5 years ago, and I've heard nothing of it since. And same thing with his issue is my issue. Does Tina Turner deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is she rock and roll as we know it?
Yeah, I think they've already answered that question before. It doesn't matter if it's really rock and roll. It's what they consider to be rock and roll by their standards, not my standards.
Well, yeah, it's, you know, who invented rock and roll? Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, along that style of music. And of course, Elvis Presley did gospel, and Chuck Berry has a rhythm and blues type thing going on, or a soul thing going on. But I don't know. I think there is a distinct wall on what rock and roll is, and their definition is is probably more monetary than it is actual. You know, they do it for monetary reasons, not actual artistic reasons.
Yeah, there's something to it. I don't know exactly what it is. My band Cheap Trick got in a few years ago. I was on the board, or the effort, if you would, to helping boost the vote and get them in. And it looked to us like they fell short. They weren't in the top 5 voting. But there's they're kind of sketchy how they do this. They say the top 5 artists as selected by the public will comprise a fan's ballot that will be tallied along with the other ballots to choose the 2021 candidates. And then it says you can vote daily. So, I mean, this guy with a Nigerian background, I think you're right. I think they got that whole office of people that are sending out emails. They're just voting every day. They're just bam, bam, bam.
It's one rupee for you for each vote.
Yeah. So behind Feta Kuti is Tina Turner. So, I'm okay with that. I think she belongs in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm okay with that, especially based on what they've done so far in the past. But that's another discussion another time.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. Who else is on the list?
3rd place right now is the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Which I'm good with that.
Now, is this their first nomination?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. They have nominations every year. It's not like every 5 years or whatever. So
I think this is their first nomination. I think I heard that somewhere.
They're going to get in because they got a new album out. And the record company, like you said, they're going to make sure that their name stays in the headlines because they have a new, I don't know what they call them anymore. It's not, is it album? Is it CD? Is it
albums?
EP? What is it?
Well, it's albums. Have you seen their videos on YouTube?
I haven't seen the new ones. I heard some of the new songs. Maybe it's just not grown on me yet.
Yeah. Well, I'm not one to seek out new music. But what I'm talking about is when you see every show they pull somebody up on stage.
Yeah.
And they they have this one with Kiss Guy.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. That's awesome. Yeah.
He's like Brazilian or something. And he had all Gene Simmons makeup on and they pulled him on stage and he's like,
he killed it.
Yeah, I can play. And Dave Grohl was looking at him like, no, you sure you can play? And this guy just freaking whips it out and he freaking does a real good job. And it's very good videos. The 2 or 3 I've seen, I've been impressed with.
Yeah, well, that would be my luck. I'd be up there in the front, and he'd be like, hey, come on up on stage. I'd be like, yeah. And I'm thinking I'm winning the guitar, and he's like, here, play us. And I'd be like, yeah, not so. I'd be like, 3 chords. Hold on, slow down. Hold on, let me start over.
Yep.
Yeah, not me.
That's one thing I always wish I could play. I just don't have the hand-eye coordination, 6'3", I can't play basketball worth a lick, and I can't play guitar. I can't do piano. 2 things? No, can't do it. Sorry.
By the way, hats off on the skull cap thing. We're color coordinated today. This was not planned, by the way. This was not. We didn't call each other and say, "What are you wearing?" or anything.
Okay. I have a Royal Caribbean Galveston, Texas T-shirt on. You have a.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the yellow thing on the top. What's it say?
Oh, the yellow?
Yeah.
I figured my hair's a mess.
No, but what's it say? I can't read what it says.
Well, I don't even know what it says. We got it from you remember Orlando used to have Charity Challenge?
Yeah.
San Antonio has something called Corporate Cup. Same thing, only different. And this was one of the handouts that one of the companies, the corporations there were giving away. And it's that stretchy whisk away material.
Nice.
It's great for a
compression garment for your head.
Yes, exactly. I think you're supposed to wet it when you put it on. But I sweat like a pig. So I wear it not all the time, but like whenever I'm doing work. And today I had a little bit too much wispies going on, and I wanted to control the hair with the virtual background. So I figured I'd try this.
Yeah, wear that to the basketball court. They won't see you coming, so they'll just throw you the ball right away. They'll do a white man can't jump on you. You'll start swishing threes. Just wear it.
White hair, white pasty skin, 6'3", 250 pounds. They wouldn't see me coming without it.
Yes. There was a kid. I call him a kid. He was young, high teens, early 20s. And they called him the professor, and they followed this cat around, and he would pick up street ball games, and that's what he was. He was like the pasty gangster. He was like maybe 150 pounds, soaking wet, pasty white kid, but could ball. He could drain the threes. He could get up there and drive the net. This guy was awesome.
Cool.
So listen, Iron Maiden on the list, following the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters have what? Like 27, they got 126,000 votes.
Wow.
For Tina Turner. Foo Fighters have 93,830. Iron Maiden is behind them at 81,314 votes. Do you like Iron Maiden?
Not a big fan of it. Like, I know their main hits, the Number of the Beast and Trooper and things like that. Those I like. Would I go to a concert? Yeah. Would I go if it was free? Yeah. But yeah, I'm not beyond the superficial hits. I'm not a big fan.
Well, they have the drummer, and I'm of course, we're doing this, I'm forgetting his name. Has a restaurant, a ribs restaurant over on the coast. I think it's on the East Coast. No, wait, it's on the West Coast. You've been there, have you?
It's on the East Coast, just by Fort Lauderdale. And I was actually just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
My wife and I think 3 or 4 years ago, went there for lunch.
Yeah.
After we touched down in Miami. That was a drive and a half.
Yeah. No, I remember. Maybe it's, I know the area. I can't think of it. Bonita Springs or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been there. It was a small little place. It was like in a little strip plaza thing. It had a little stage, a miniature stage with a drum kit set up and everything. Rockin' Ribs, is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think it's Rockin' Ribs and Brian and Nico.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds right.
And Nico, it is ringing a bell. Yeah, it's in a strip center. It's on the end, so it has a lot of windows, and of course, we got in there, and a lot of the people that were in there were people, revving up for the week at Monsters of Rock. Ribs were good. Beer was okay. Of course, they had the Trooper beer with the variety of flavors they have now. Yeah, I'm not a big beer connoisseur. I'm good with Miller Lite, and the beer was decent. I think my wife was pregnant at the time, so it was 2017, so 4 years ago, and it was decent. Was it worth the 45-minute hour drive from Miami back to up there to check it out once? Do it again? Yeah, if I'm in Fort Lauderdale, but not if I'm in Miami.
All right, you're not making a road trip anymore. That's all right.
Road trip.
That's all right. I my earliest memory of Iron Maiden is when MTV was first coming out. They were like one of the hardcore bands that had a video like with Run Through the Hills, and they had that on TV all the time. And I can always remember seeing that. I can remember seeing Def Leppard and all those other early MTV bands. So I'm okay with Iron Maiden at the cut here in the top 4 right now. But Carole King, you know who Carole King is? Yeah, Carole King's right behind Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden has 81,314 votes, and Carole King has 76,783 votes. She's 5th right now.
I get her and Karen Carpenter confused.
Well, Karen Carpenter, if she stood sideways and stuck out her tongue, she'd look like a zipper.
I've heard that, yeah, and I've actually been told that myself in a younger physique.
Yes, much younger, I bet.
Yeah. Chicken legs, stretch, zipper. I've heard it all.
All right. Well, 3,000 votes behind Carole King, and in 6th place, just narrowly missing the cut, if you would, are the Go-Go's with 73,580 votes.
Wow.
How do you feel about the Go-Go's? Is the Go-Go's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? See, this is where I'm near drawing the line. I mean, they were in an empowerment group, I think, but at the same time, I don't I don't know if that was that like a Backstreet Boys? Was that a manufactured situation?
That I don't know. God, and
$1 in the Nigerian lottery. Just send me 250,000.
Just put your account number here.
Yes, yes.
And change your password.
So get this. The next group up is a good almost 20,000 votes behind the Go-Go's.
Wow.
At 55,545 votes, it's Rage Against the Machine.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know they'd be due for one. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? It's been.
But apparently they're on the outs looking in, kind of like Motley Crue. They're supposedly people don't like them, and that kind of goes with what you were saying, that it was political or big money and behind the scenes stuff. And I guess Rage Against the Machine considers themselves the opponent of the man or something.
Right. Maybe they have an anti-campaign going on. We don't want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We don't want to be with those people.
Exactly. And then a smart band would then tell their fans to send information to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame saying anybody but these guys because they suck.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I like Rage. I mean, I'm not saying they suck. I'm just saying I don't know. I don't know if they. I guess if I don't have an accurate list of who's in and who's out, but based on who I know is in, I think they deserve to be in.
Right. Or at least higher up on that chain of the list of names.
All right, here we go. Oh, you know what? Let's take a short reset. No, let's just the heck with it. Let's push on. How about this? Dionne Warwick is like 114 votes behind Rage Against the Machine.
All right, yeah, no.
Right. Why are they on the same page?
And she's a Supreme, right? Diana Ross in the Supreme. She's one.
Oh no, you're thinking of Diana Ross. This is Diana Warwick.
Right. Or Dionne Warwick. No,
Dionne Warwick. Yeah.
I think she was one of the Supremes.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So she, there needs to be a line.
No, she's like one of the daytime talk show back in the day when Mom used to watch Merv Griffin at home on the black and white Philips TV with the aerial antenna.
Merv Griffin was my grandmother's favorite.
Yeah, and then like you could picture Dionne Warwick being a guest and singing, and she'd be like in this sequined evening gown thing at like 9:30 in the morning, and I'd be like, where is this?
Dionne Warwick, born December 12th, 1940, in the city of Orange, New Jersey. Which I think makes her related to Queen Latifah.
Nice.
I think there's a Queen Latifah connection there. All right, Maria Dionne Warwick, East Orange High School, singer, actress, television, included two children, Damien Elliott.
Yeah, but she wasn't a Supreme.
Phoebe Warwick. She was Whitney Houston's aunt. I knew there was a connection somewhere. Whitney Houston's aunt. Genres. Okay, genres. And this is as per the Wikipedia. R&B, soul, pop, gospel.
I don't hear rock and roll in there. Yeah.
I'm hearing crickets.
Okay, so she's out. Hang on. Let me put a check mark next to that.
Associated acts. The Supremes. So let me click on the Supremes.
What is associate act? Meaning they toured together?
Or she had like relation to, Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, associate act, Nirvana.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Also known as Diana Ross and the Supremes. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Past members: Diana Ross, Florence Baller, something, Betty Martin, Mary Wilson, Diana Ross, Betty Glum, Florence Ballard. Okay, I was wrong.
Should we put a quarter in the bank or something for that? Start a thing every time I'm wrong, every time you're wrong.
Yeah, we'll put it next to the swear jar.
We'll be rich very soon. One of us. I don't know which one. All right, you're going to love the next one then. The one who's right behind Dionne Warwick on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan vote leaderboard, coming in at 9th place.
Lord.
Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan.
Really? Come on.
Now, see, if I had the ASCAP license here, we could play that song, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan.
Chaka Moon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord. Seriously?
Chaka Khan.
Yeah. And the thing is, a one-hit wonder at that. You know, okay, maybe there's songs that made the other charts that we're not familiar with, but essentially the crossover, you know, they're the whole foundation of their success is one song.
And they're still milking it today. There's still a push behind it. There's still something there. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you the last time I've heard mention of Dionne Warwick or Chaka Khan, much less heard one of their songs. You?
The last thing that Dionne Warwick did was that song with Elton John and Stevie Wonder and someone else. Yeah, no.
I don't know. Hey, and I can't believe that this band is behind the Go-Go's, Dionne Warwick, Chaka Khan, and Carole King, and Tina Turner. Devo.
Yeah, okay. I heard...
If Kiss is in, Devo has to be in.
All right. Now, my understanding is the lead guy for Devo has also been involved as like a producer, and like he has some other background that has made him successful over the years.
I think he might have died. I think somebody in Devo died.
Well, not surprised.
But you're just amazed at my show prep that I pulled out a question I don't have answers.
Yeah. Well, your show prep is better than mine. Yeah. But I heard someone talking about that one particular guy, and he has all this success. But for Devo to be inducted, okay, maybe this guy who has other contributions to the rock and roll unit, you know, maybe he can be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because of his accomplishments, Devo being one of them. But Devo itself, who has that Whip It, and then the knockoff I Can't Get No from the Rolling Stones. That's it. You know, and that spans maybe 2 albums during the 80s.
Well, they have another song that was big. Shoot. It kind of ended when that rock and roll thing kind of shifted a little bit in the 80s. I think it kind of went to that first wave alternative phase, and then most everything was, or it was hairband rock at that point. And I think they were obviously the opposite direction.
Right.
Like you wouldn't see them on the Monsters of Rock cruise, right?
No.
See, it's just a different thing. But I think that is closer to rock and roll than anything I've heard from Chaka Khan or Dionne Warwick.
Yeah. No, I agree there. But the thing is you have to wait 25 years to be able to be nominated. But you need to have, I think you need to have a discography of material that spans more than 5 years.
Or just constantly be on tour, like my band Cheap Trick. Since 1974, they've always been on tour. They've never not been on tour.
But when's their last album come out? Aren't they having another album coming out real soon?
Yeah.
All right.
You can hear singles off it right now.
All right. First album, 1977, 76, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yep.
All right. 2011. There is a plethora of music in between. Devo, come on.
I hear you, but I think their sound was just different enough that they have to be noted. Like during this time period, there were these not alternative, but first wave alternative, whatever you want to call them. And then that's where this branch of rock and roll was at. And I think they're the most recognizable or memorable group of that era on that branch, if you would.
Yeah, I guess we're talking about like not Peter, like Howard Jones or
right.
Shock the Monkey, whoever that guy was.
Peter Gabriel, former guy from Genesis.
Genesis, that branch, Thompson Twins, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny story about the Thompson Twins. When I was selling my first car ever, I'm nervous and I'm getting ready to present the numbers to the customer. And while I'm talking, I hear on the music in the back, Thompson Twins, lies, 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 yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are they hearing this? Because all I hear is the song. I can't hear me. I can't hear them. All I hear is the song.
Which just made me think of the time that you met the lead singer from Loverbpy.
Yes, I met the lead singer from Loverbpy, and I told him that I thought that new song they had, Eye of the Tiger from the Rocky movie, was pretty good. But I got in trouble for that one. Todd Rungren, though. Todd Rungren is about 800 votes behind Devo. Todd Rungren. Now, Todd Rungren has a lot of chops. He has he's been on other people's albums. He's a notable rock and roll musician. You've heard of Todd Rungren, right?
My guess is, was he the guy from the Doors?
Geez, you're gonna put me on a spot again. You're gonna have to Google this stuff. He has influence in a lot of rock and roll. That whole late 80s, early 90s type real rock and roll, as far as I'm concerned. Just not a faction of rhythm and blues, not a faction of the first wave or alternative. I think it's just solid rock and roll.
He was in the Cars.
But didn't he do a lot of producing as well?
The Cars, Utopia, Ringo Starr. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of Ray Manzarek is from the Doors. All right. Todd Harry Rundgren from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 72 years old. Pop, rock, progressive, electronic, R&B, psychedelia. Psychedelia.
He's kind of like that in that same era as the Cars.
Yeah. But let's see, 60s forming psychedelic band Naz. Now, is the band Naz, is that the same as the band Nazareth?
No, not that I know.
Okay, so yeah, it's just a band called Naz. Naz opened for the Doors in 1967.
Nice.
Best known for their debut single, Open My Eyes, and Hello, It's Me.
See, I've seen Todd Rundgren before. It was like downtown in Orlando in some club. I don't know. I think they used to call it the Beach Club or something down there, and I went and saw them there. The place held maybe 400 people or so, but it was, to me, it was just a show.
Sapphire. Yeah.
I had a good time, though. I mean, I think he belongs from the crew I've seen him hang with and play on other people's albums and so forth. I think Cheap Trick's even had some projects together with him.
Yeah, no, he's had a long life since 1966.
All right, so here we go. We're getting ready to go on a nice hot streak with these last 5 bands on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan vote leaderboard for 2021. You will never guess who is just behind Todd Rundgren. Well, actually about 6,000 votes behind.
So you want me to guess?
Yes, just a wild guess.
Okay. From what I think you're saying, it's a guy.
No.
No, it's a band.
No.
Not a band, not a guy. Oh, okay. Is it a human?
Yes, it's human.
It's a female.
Yes.
I know this one. Cyndi Lauper?
No. Mary J. Blige.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I said. With 44,107 votes. Who is voting for these people for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Again, I'm not doubting any of the work, any of the body of work. It's just you're in the wrong. You're playing tennis. Everybody's playing baseball.
Right. Mary K. Blige. Saw her.
Mary J. Blige.
Mary K. Is that Mary K?
No, Mary Kay is the perfume and cosmetic people, I think.
Yeah, well, she could use some. I saw her in a drive-through window at Wendy's at I-35 on 535 and I-4.
Nice.
That's the Disney area.
Was she handing you fries?
No, she was in her Hummer on the other side of the road.
Oh, okay. I thought she was working the drive-through window.
Might as well have been with those votes. Yeah, so we were there with my kids one day and actually down here on vacation, and 97, 96 maybe, and my kids were all excited, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, really? And now she's up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, she's on the leaderboard here, and right behind her, well, 5,000 so votes behind her is Jay-Z. I can't make this stuff up, man. I can't. I don't see how Jay-Z. Well, but again, just because it's not my standard, I think Jay-Z meets the standards that they've already set at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. Well, and also the people are voting, and the people are speaking with their vote, and these two are at the tail end of the vote. And the people that would unfortunately vote for Todd Rungren are probably online or don't know how to vote for him. That's more probably our mom and dad's genre of music.
So you're telling me when I go to visit my parents, they're going to bring me the laptop and say, Mike, can you come here? I'm trying to vote for Todd Rundgren and I don't know how.
I think mom and dad, Safka, have other things to do. They're busy doing other things. They'd much rather be playing bridge or pinochle.
Yes. So right behind Jay-Z, I'll give you, go ahead. You'll never guess it.
Group?
No, a guy.
A guy. All right. From his main body of work, from what decade?
I would say the 80s to early 90s.
80s to early 90s. A guy, solo guy, always solo, or was he?
Yep, always solo.
Solo guy. I want to say Peter Gabriel, but
nope. Good guess though. I would like that choice over this choice here with 37,691 votes. LL Cool J.
Oh God. The things you'll do for women. He did one of the concerts, the Mardi Gras concerts at Universal, and I took someone there as a date, and yeah, she was beside herself like you wouldn't believe, and something about this guy drives women up the wall. From the second he hit the stage, they were screaming, "Take your shirt off! Take your shirt off! Take your shirt off!" And it really took like 3/4 of the concert before he actually took his shirt off, and the place went completely bananas. Okay.
See, I had the opposite thing happen. We were at Aquatica recently, and people were like, "Put a shirt on! Put a shirt on!" So right behind LL Cool J. Now let me comment here. LL Cool J. I like LL Cool J. Back in the day, I would listen to some LL Cool J because I listened to everything, but I wasn't like, "Oh wow, I can't wait till the next LL Cool J stuff drops." Yeah. I wasn't like that.
I hear you. Now, same here. Maybe he has a song or two I would know if it was played. Maybe.
He had this one song talking about how bad he is, and it had like a cop siren in the background, and he was telling you who he could beat up and everything else. And I was like, wow, that's impressive.
While I'm driving down the street, there's a siren in my back seat.
Yes.
I don't want to hear
It's making me drive faster.
Balls. I don't want to hear cars beeping. Nope. I don't want to hear any of that on the radio.
I got the windows down. I got the AC blaring. All right, stay up. Stay awake.
Yeah.
All right. So behind LL Cool J, the New York Dolls.
Here we go. And there's a classic, right? And who is it? Lead singer there. The lead singer, forget his name. God. But he went on to be Buster Poindexter.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, the lead singer of New York Dolls went on to be Buster.
Wow. And wasn't New York Dolls like one of the early inspirations for Kiss?
Yeah. Yep. Kiss and Lizzie, that whole genre of music, even like David Bowie, where they were all influenced by each other. New York Dolls actually opened for Motley, 2005, I think. They were like the third opening band, the opening band.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see them or no?
I did. And,
See, I'm okay. I'm okay with them by association because of who they influenced. Right. Like we just talked about. I'm okay with that. They're in that same group of people.
David Johansen is the guy.
Now, yeah, let me back up a second because now I'm going to get in trouble for saying those people. What I mean to say is I think that same genre of music at that same time period, these people all influenced each other. So yes, that is what I meant to say. Correction. Sorry.
No, and just the nostalgia factor, they have longevity. They had their shining moment in the 70s, but yeah, they're still around. They're still touring to some degree, at least as of 10 years ago.
All right, so the last name on the list here, you want to take a wild stab at it? There are only 800 votes behind the New York Dolls.
Wow. Okay. Band?
No.
Bigger than a bread box?
Yes.
Is this one Cyndi Lauper?
No, but you're closer. Kate Bush.
Kate Bush. I get all the Bushes confused.
Yes.
Like there's a Sophie Bush, and then there's the Bush twins, and then there's Bush's baked beans and the dog. And Jeb Bush, Dave Bush, George and Wilbur. Kate Bush.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you that much. I mean, the name sounds familiar. I'm sure I saw her on MTV sometime or something. I could be in Publix today and bump into her, and she would go, "Hi, I'm Kate Bush," and I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Mike," and I keep walking. I no idea who you are.
Kate Bush, weren't you married to Tom Cruise?
Do I know you from high school, or where do I know you from?
All right, born in England.
I'm sure she's got a dynamic career and a reputable one at that, because I do remember the name.
The Man with Children in His Eyes. Babu Kush. Running Up That Hill. Don't Give Up. With Peter
Didn't she play with some other people, though, who are of note,
Well, that's funny that you say that. The song Don't Give Up, a duet with Peter Gabriel.
There you go. All right.
King of the Mountain. She looks just like you think she would look. Pale skin, dark hair.
Is she
born in 1958?
All right, so is she like with that? So she is or isn't with that like Alanis Morissette Canadian Guild or whatever? Where's she from? Is she from the USA?
No, she's from England.
Okay.
Her associate acts are Dave Gilmour, Peter Gabriel, and Roy Harper. EMI Records. Dave Gilmour produced her demo tape, I guess, back in the day. She started writing songs when she was 11. All
right, so I'm gonna be contacting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame committee people, and I'm going to tell them, I'm going to go through their list. And I'm going to go from the bottom up here because I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I got 16 people here on the list. The top 5 have strong consideration to get in. So from the bottom up again. So Kate Bush, I say she's out. What do you say? She's in or she's out?
She's out. Yeah.
All right. So that's 2 outs. New York Dolls, I say they're in. You?
I'd like to see them in, but they're not going to get voted in if they're that far down.
Okay. LL Cool J, we're both the same. Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige, right? None of them, right?
Nope.
All right. Todd Rundgren.
I would say yeah.
Okay. Devo.
I'm on the fence with that one. Yeah. No.
I give it to them simply because they're an iconic group. They're like Kiss. You know, I'll never forget that time I saw Kiss, and they were on that tour with Aerosmith, and they were rotating who was opening and who wasn't. And the night I saw them, Kiss opened, and Aerosmith came on. And I was just like, how do you follow Kiss? There's a dude spitting blood, breathing fire. They're coming down from the ceiling. There's explosions, the makeup, the costumes, the pageantry. How can you follow that? And I think Aerosmith was pimping their Honkin' on Bobo album, which was like a bluesy type thing. And they're like, we're going to play you some more new stuff. And I'm like, no, you're dying. Stop.
This is my 3rd beer run.
Yeah.
I can only go to the bathroom so many times.
Jeez. All right, so Chaka Khan, we're both out. Dionne Warwick, we're both out.
Out.
What about Rage Against the Machine?
I would say give them a few years.
Okay.
Yes, but not this year.
So later. All right. How about the Go-Go's? I say no.
I say no, too.
Belinda Carlisle, that was the lead chick's name, and it was a big thing because the record company supposedly went to her and said, look, we think you guys are doing great, but we want you to lose some weight and go on a solo career. And sure enough, a year or 2 later, she had dropped like 20, 30 pounds. Not that she needed it, ladies. Relax. I'm just saying this is what I observed.
Yeah. It's Mike.Sofka at
yes. Yes. Carole King.
Not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Is she the one that sings that song about clouds in her coffee, You're So Vain, to Chris Christopherson?
That's another clone. That's
Carly Simon. Yeah.
She belongs in the Carly Simon Hall of Fame.
Gotcha. All right. I'm saying no because it's an unfair way, just because I don't know about her, but I've heard the name. I think I would know if she deserved to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by her name.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Iron Maiden.
Yes.
I say yes as well.
I say yes. And if this is their first nomination, maybe give them a year, a couple more nominations. But yeah, they eventually deserve to be in.
All right, Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to them, and I'm pretty sure Nirvana's already in, so Dave Grohl will get in twice, and he's had influence in a lot of other bands. He's played in other bands as well, so I see that. Yeah, so I think the Foo Fighters definitely deserve to get in, just based on Dave Grohl and what he's been able to do with 2 different bands. He's obviously the force behind that whole energy of music that they have. And I like the Foo Fighters a lot. I also like he's done some stuff as a side project with Queens of the Stone Age. I like that as well.
Really. Yeah, I always thought that with Nirvana that it was all Kurt Cobain, who I'm not a fan of in the very least. But maybe he was more of a force in Nirvana than I thought,
Yeah, I think they were 2 equal forces, if you would, and they just had different talents. Kurt Cobain could write lyrics and he could play a little guitar, to go along with that. But at the same time, he had those deep dive rabbit hole type lyrics. Meanwhile, and I could really see that Dave Grohl was the consummate professional. He's the drummer in Nirvana, if I'm not mistaken. He's a guitar player and frontman in Foo Fighters.
Right. Yeah, which is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Just want to back up a second. Carole King looked it up a little bit here. You remember the song "It's Too Late"? I think it's
Yes.
It's too late, baby. Now it's too late. That's her. So far away. So far away. Yeah, I can't sing. Doesn't.
Oh yeah. I hear you now.
Okay. She was famous for the album Tapestry. I Feel the Earth Move.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I guess she had a good bout of hits there. So
my mom's voting her in.
Yeah. You know when
okay.
Mom used to drive us around in the early 70s.
In a station wagon.
In the 71 Maverick. Yeah.
I was just telling a friend of mine the other day. No, actually, it was Lisa last night. I had a flashback to riding in that back seat of the station wagon that faced out and like flipping off the people behind us and stuff, and no seatbelts, jumping all over in the car.
Yeah, which was great for you, but a complete nightmare for your parents.
Yes.
Yes. Guy comes alongside beeping at your parents, and you're like, what?
It's crazy. All right, so next up on the list, this is in second place right now on the official fan vote leaderboard for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tina Turner. I'm giving her the nod. I'm saying yes.
No.
Wow. You need to go back and listen. You need to do some homework.
Whatever. I remember distinctly in the 80s hating listening to radio when she had an album come out or Michael Jackson had to come out, an album come out, because that's all that was on the radio was those two when their albums came out and on New York radio. I'm admiring her not so much for that work, but for her work with her husband. I forget his name. He used to beat her up. She could take a punch though. All right, hold on. Please don't email me. Don't at me, ladies. At bothmics.com.
Please. But she is still behind Feta Kuti in voting by over 21,000 votes. Number one vote getter. Feta Kuti.
Yeah. No.
It reminds me of Dave Letterman when he used to go, Buttafuoco, Feta Kuti.
Yeah. Well, Tina Turner, is she deserving of something? Yeah. I'm sure she's got Grammys. That's fine with that. That's great. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? The R&B Hall of Fame? Yeah. All day. Boom. She's a flag waver. Put her out front. Make a bronze statue. But no, not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, listen, I'm trying to get us in the podcast Hall of Fame. So if anybody's listening to us, you're obviously on a podcast somewhere. We appreciate it, but we're in other places too. Right now, you can catch our podcast on Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, Player FM, Listen Notes, Anchor FM. Hold on, there's more. I'm getting to them here. Here we go. Let's see, Google Android only on Google, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public. And then, of course, you can always check out our websites, bothmics.com and what'shotinflorida.com. And then we have the plethora of Facebook pages championed by What's Hot in Florida. And, of course, we have the Both Mics Facebook page. And we're on YouTube as well. So
anywhere you can find a podcast, we're there.
Pretty much. So I want to wrap up for now here, but I'm anxious to get back out of here because I have a bunch of stuff here. So we're going to wrap up this episode here, and you'll just have to listen to the next episode. I will tell you, and I'll cheat a little bit here. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, yeah, maybe I won't listen to the next one, I'll do it tomorrow or whatever. Major concert announcements. I'm going to be spitting out names like you've never believed, so you're going to want to listen to the next episode, okay? Yep. All right, we're going to wrap up. Thank you. I am Mike Sofka, and that is
Mike Taylor.
We are both Mikes, and we'll be talking to you again soon, all right?
Ciao.